In Ghana, it's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News live from our studio number 11. Dr. Martin Loop in Adabaka here in Accra on 97.3 Citi FM. The bulletin is live on affiliates across the country. My name is Caleb Kuda. Coming up, ECOWAS Court dismisses former Chief Justice Gertrude Esaba Tokonu's bid to halt processes for her removal. Also, Office of the Special Prosecutor clarifies former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta's Interpol red notice withdrawal. Also in the news.
Now we are here to tell the government to post that now because we have stayed home for too long. We can't still be at home. We can't wait for even a month.
Coalition of unemployed trained teachers from colleges of education demonstrate to demand immediate posting after several failed appeals to government. Will take you to the streets for live updates. And later survey reviews 3 out of every 4 households lack access to basic private toilets in Ghana.
In our effort to increase the access numbers, we should be intentional not to leave anyone behind our northern regions. Low-income urban settlements, island communities along the Volta Lake, and informal and peri-urban communities across.
We're live across the country on our affiliates in the Western region. This is Premier 100.5 FM Sky, 93.5 FM Beach, 105.5 FM all in Takoradi in the Bono region. This is J Life 95.5 FM in Sunyani. You're listening to us on Orange 107.9 FM Kumasi in the Ashanti region. Hello to you on Akbini Radio 96.7 megahertz, Pando Heritage 107.3 FM Hohoi all in the Volta region. This is Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi in the Northern region. Hello to you on Word 88.3 FM Zwarungu Pure 100.5 FM Navrongo all in the Upper East region. In the Upper West, we are live on Westlink 88.1 FM Nora, and in the Northeast region, we are live on Eagle 94.1 FM in Wale Wale. Across the globe, we're live on citinewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for choosing us. To the details of our stories now, and the ECOWAS Court of Justice has dismissed former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu's request to halt the work of the committee that investigated her removal, but also rejected Ghana's claim that the court lacks jurisdiction. The judges ruled that although she established a prima facie case of human rights violation, she failed to show urgency, noting she waited 3 months after her suspension to file the motion. The request for temporary prohibition was therefore dismissed. Now, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has clarified that proceedings on former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta's request to be removed from Interpol's red notice list are still ongoing. Interpol's commission informed Ghana in October that Mr. Ofori-Atta had applied for deletion, prompting Ghana to respond on October 22. A follow-up on November 7 showed he had filed additional arguments, with Ghana asked to reply by November 21. The OSP urged the public to ignore misleading reports on the matter. Now, the coalition of unemployed trained teachers from colleges of education is embarking on a protest to demand immediate posting after several unsuccessful appeals to the government. The group, comprising the 2022 and 2023 cohort, says members remain at home despite completing their national service and successfully passing the teacher licensure examination. The demonstration started from Tema Station in Accra and is expected to end at the Jubilee House, where the group will present a petition. One of the affected teachers, Robert Minta, expressed deep frustration, saying the prolonged delay is taking a serious toll on their lives.
We can't be home and be suffering whilst we spend over 5 years training ourselves to become good teachers so that we will help the future of Ghana. And now we are here to tell the government to post us now because we have stayed home for too long. We can't still be at home. We can't wait for even a month. Some people are even dying. Some are doing illegal jobs. Some are, you can see Ann Roberts employing our colleagues. Go and steal and I'll give you money, and they will do it because they are hungry. Some are on Galamsey side, the same Galamsey we are preaching against, we are educating people against. Our people are there, they are there. You go there right now, you see a lot of trained teachers there because they have not get job. We have passed our licensure exam, we have read whatever we want to do. Some are first class, second class upper and all those stuff, and we are still at home.
Robert Minter belongs to the coalition of unemployed trained teachers from the colleges of education. Let's jump onto the phone lines and talk to my colleague Manuel Ayama, who has been monitoring the demonstration which started from Tema Station in Accra and expected to end at the Jubilee House. Manuel, where are you currently? How far has the protest proceeded from where it started?
The protest started at the Tema Station, as you mentioned, and coming around 9. And we moved to the Ministry of Education, where we are currently. And they tried presenting their petition to the Minister of Education, Haruna Iddrisu, but of course, they couldn't get him. They tried to speak to executives or officials here to get the Minister himself to receive the petition back. They couldn't get the minister. And that banter went on for like close to an hour. But after an hour, they managed to give the petition to the Deputy PRO of GEF. And he assured them that swift action was taken on the matter. So currently we are stationed at the Ministry of Education. And I have with me here one of the protesters who is also an unemployed trained teacher. He came all the way from Kumasi and would like to speak to us anonymously.
Please go ahead.
What motivated you to come out here today?
When our members informed us about the demonstration, we decided to join them because we are not just only fighting for ourselves. We are also fighting for the subsequent batches to come. So that's the reason why I joined the demonstration.
What are the key petitions we are coming out here with?
We came here for them to release our clearance and also to employ us. Because during the campaign time, I remember Muhammad said he will do automatic system, and he gave us high hopes and fake promises. And now we are here for them to fulfill what they said. Yeah.
So Caleb.
Right.
That was one of the protesters.
Right. How many are the protesters you've seen so far?
So we can say there are close to over 60. Close to over 60 protesters came out here today, but they're expecting more. So as the day proceeds, more
protesters will be joining the demonstration. Thank you, Manuel Ayama, for speaking to us from the Ministry of Education, covering the protests of the coalition of unemployed trained teachers from colleges of education. They are demanding immediate posting. Some of them have been unemployed since 2022. Now, let's move on to more labor agitation stories. The 2024-2025 cohort of rotation nurses and midwives is threatening a nationwide demonstration if the Ministry of Health fails to pay their long-delayed rotation allowances by the end of November. The group says despite a pledge by Health Minister Kwabena Mintah-Akando to clear more than 17,000 rotational staff and begin payments this month, no progress has been made. Convener of the group, Ebenezer Boateng, tells Citi News they will take to the streets if government does not act.
We know all these problems. So if you tell us that you give us the clearance and pay our money within November, then we don't see how true it is. They are now processing our clearance for the Ministry of Finance to endorse it. So we don't understand. The Minister of Health said that the clearance has been secured. And now the HR for the Ministry of Health is also saying that They are now working on our clearance and waiting on the Ministry of Finance to endorse it. We don't understand it. And it calls for us to take action because if you try to give them some time or if you sit aloof, I think it will still be delayed. We are giving them an ultimatum from now to the end of November. That's when they promise to start paying our allowance. If you don't get our allowances, the first thing we do is to organize a demonstration. I think that's the best language our politicians understand now. It will be more than what our seniors organize.
Ebenezer Boateng is convener of the 2024-2025 cohort of rotation nurses and midwives. The Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs says Ghana loses more than $500 million each year due to poor sanitation, with 3 out of 4 households still lacking basic private toilets. Only 25% of homes have improved toilet facilities, while 18% of the population continues to practice open defecation. Speaking at a World Toilets Day event in Accra, the Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, blamed the slow progress on underfunding, rapid immunization, weak enforcement, and poor attitudes towards sanitation. We'll bring you that voice shortly. And still within the health space, the Ghana Health Service has heightened surveillance at all national entry points following an outbreak of Marburg virus disease in Ethiopia. 9 cases, including 3 deaths, have been confirmed by Ethiopian health authorities. To prevent importation, the Ghana Health Service has activated its national case management team, surveillance units, and communication systems. The public is urged to report symptoms such as high fever, severe headache, muscle pain, vomiting or diarrhea to the nearest health facility immediately. To some other stories. Chief Executive of Agri Impact Limited, Daniel Fahine Akwe, has commended the Mahama government for prioritizing agriculture in the 2026 budget. According to him, the increased allocation to the sector, as well as investments in feeder roads and rural electrification, are a major boost for farmers. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, he urged government to ensure that these funds are fully disbursed, stressing that farmers must feel the impact on the ground.
In 2025, the budget allocation was just around 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. This year, it has moved to about roughly between 10 and 13 billion Ghana cedis. So if you look at what was allocated to agric in 2025 and what is being allocated to agric and its related activities in 2026, then we will say there's significant improvement in the budget allocation. And we must commend government for coming up to invest more in agric. Then again, if you dissect the areas, I'm happy to see that government is also responding to some of the issues that we have raised in the industry. And we have seen that government is placing emphasis on building 1,000-kilometer roads onto some agricultural enclaves, and that is good.
He, however, warned that failure to tackle the illegal small-scale mining menace might derail government's efforts.
What we are witnessing in Galamsey, we don't even trust some of the fish that we eat from some of the regions which are affected so much by Galamsey. I personally, if I go to any Galamsey area, hardly will I want to touch vegetable that is grown there or fish that is produced in that area. And if we are not careful, some regions will become importers of food from other regions, which will be a reverse, because in the past, the regions that will bring food used to be a bread basket for Ghana country. Other than that, we risk even importing more fish because the fish that we have in our oceans are depleting. They are not getting enough. Our rivers are being polluted, so we can't get fish from our rivers. The other option for us is to go into aquaculture.
Daniel Fahine Akwe is Chief Executive Officer of Agri Impact Limited. Now, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is calling on the National Food Buffer Stock Company to provide clear guidelines on how the promised 100 million Ghana cedis for purchasing excess grain will be disbursed. The association says farmers are facing severe losses due to a grain glut, yet the intervention has not begun. Executive Director Bismarck Norte tells Citi News that greater transparency is needed to ease frustrations and ensure farmers receive timely support.
We've heard the announcement that the government has allocated some money to NAFCO, plus an initial 100 million Ghana cedis. And we also heard that there's been an additional 100 million Ghana cedis for NAFCO. And then in the budget, we also saw that it's made an allocation of 105 million cedis for NAFCO. That in itself was some relief from what farmers are going through. However, it appears that the actual work on the ground is not yet witnessed by farmers. So it would be good if NAFCO comes out clearly to publish information as to even how the first 100 million was spent. Once we have that information, then we can verify and know whether indeed farmers in these areas actually benefited.
Bismarck Norte is Executive Director of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live from our studio at number 11. Dr. Martin Loop in Adabaka here in Accra with me, Caleb Kuda, still ahead. Former workers of the Bogoso Prestia mine workers appeal to government to intervene and compel Heath Goldfields Limited to pay months of outstanding entitlement, severance packages, bonuses and other benefits owed them. Stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for staying with us to some of the stories now. Heath Goldfields Limited has confirmed the death of 3 illegal miners who entered its Prestia concession in the western region. I beg your pardon. The victims were reportedly trapped in an inactive underground section of the mine after using unauthorized routes to access restricted areas. Their deaths follow widespread reports in the Bogoso Prestia enclave suggesting that up to 11 illegal miners may have been trapped after parts of an abandoned pit mine caved in over the weekend. In a statement, Heath Goldfields Limited expressed deep sorrow over the incident and says it is cooperating with authorities as investigations and recovery efforts continue. Meanwhile, former workers of Bogoso Prestia mine are appealing to government to compel Heath Goldfields Limited to pay months of outstanding entitlement, severance packages and bonuses owed them. The group says they are struggling to survive and want urgent government intervention to resolve the matter. Speaking at a press conference, spokesperson for the group, Gabriel Madube, says many long-serving employees have been left without dignity or fairness despite dedicating decades to the mining sector.
Families are suffering. Promises have not been kept. Payment timelines have shifted repeatedly, and many who have served Ghana mining industry for decades are being treated without dignity and fairness. The situation workers face is no longer bearable. We are not here only to fight for what is due for financially. We stand here today on behalf of many in pursuit of justice, accountability, and dignified future for the men and women who built and sustain this mine. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also here to plead with the government to do all in its power to save and restore this national asset to its former glory.
Gabriel Madobi is a former Bogosu Prestia mine worker. The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, says Ghana recorded about 50 market fires daily in the last quarter of 2024. NADMO attributes the surge mainly to electrical faults and poor safety practices. Speaking at a press conference in Kumasi during the launch of the Operation End Market Fires, Ashanti Regional Director of NADMO, Alhaji Mohammed Nasser Ibrahim, says properties worth millions of cedis are lost each year, stressing the need for stronger preventive measures and public awareness.
It has to do with fire outbreaks in the region. They are so rampant, so intense, and devastating. So we checked data and reports from last year. The unfortunate details I can confirm to you is that on the average nationwide, there was about 50 fire outbreaks a day in the last quarter of 2024 and first 2 months of 2025. We are for Ashanti region. What can we do about it? The team met, we examined the reports, we studied them and picked the recommendations. You may be well aware, at NADMO we say prevention pays. So we agreed to do something about preventing the fires. That is how come we came up with the code OSFED 2025, that is Operation Stop the Fire Disasters.
Alhaji Mohammed Nasser Ibrahim is Ashanti Regional NADMO Director. The Ghana Revenue Authority has proposed January 1, 2026 as the start date for implementing government's new VAT reforms. The measures outlined in the 2026 budget include removing the COVID-19 levy, reducing the VAT rate from 21.9% to 20%, and recoupling Get Fund and NHIL levies with the main VAT structure. Speaking at PwC's post-budget forum in Accra, Commissioner General of the GRA, Anthony Sapon, says the VAT bill is before Parliament and is expected to be passed by year-end.
So in respect of the VAT reform that we're doing, the bill is currently before Parliament. Actually from here, Parliament has started looking at it at 10 a.m. So from here, I'm going straight to join my team to make sure that we are responding to their questions and explaining. We are hoping and expecting that we will get parliamentary approval before the rise for the Christmas season, and hoping that the President will also be able to assent to it. So if all these plans goes well, we'll expect that the implementations will start 1st January 2026. But we will be working with the business community and start engaging to make sure that we plan well and give sufficient time to ensure that those who have to reset their systems are reset, and to ensure that they also get ready for the implementation. So we'll be coming back to you, but the overall plan is to try and get the act passed before the end of the year.
Anthony Sapong is Commissioner General for the Ghana Revenue Authority. Let's take you to Brussels, because there, Ghana has been celebrated for its leadership in sustainable forest management, marking a historic achievement as the country begins issuing the Forest Law Enforcement Governance and Trade fledged timber license for trade with the European Union. The recognition crowns 16 years of reform in the forestry sector to ensure that every log of timber is legally sourced and that illegal logging becomes a thing of the past. Francisca Kakraforsen was there and reports.
On November 4, 2025, applause in Brussels signaled not just Ghana's success, but the start of a new chapter in transparent and sustainable timber trade between Africa and Europe. It was a simple exchange forest law enforcement, governance and trade, or FLECT licenses handed from Ghanaian exporters to Belgian importers. Giza Stramer, Acting Director for Africa at the European Commission, described the FLECT as no ordinary piece of paper.
It's a forest law enforcement, governance and trade license. The document, 15 years in the making. The product of dedication, partnership and trust between Ghana and the European Union.
But behind that simple document lay some 16 years of reform, trust and commitment to legal and sustainable timber trade. Ghana's ambassador to Belgium, His Excellency Henry Techimenson, reminded the world that the FLECT license is more than trade.
The rest of the world, this presents an opportunity for reflection and preservation and protection of the environment. This is an obligation we owe not to ourselves, but to future generations for posterity.
CEO of the Forestry Commission, Dr. Hugh Brown, says Ghana's system now tracks every log from the forest to the port.
Today, our TLAS integrates data from across the entire forestry value chain, linking forest management, transportation of timber, processing and trade on a single cohesive digital platform.
And as Ghanaian and EU officials met with members of the European Parliament, one message was clear. This is not the end, but the beginning of a greener partnership.
Francisca Kakafosin filed a report from Brussels. TCL Electronics Ghana is encouraging consumers to prioritize energy-efficient appliances, especially air conditioners, to reduce electricity consumption and lower utility bills. The company also stresses the importance of proper installation by certified technicians to prevent leakages and ensure durability. Speaking at the Ghana Air Conference in Accra, sales manager Electroland Ghana Vincent Azang-Biok highlighted the need for AC units that combine efficiency, clean air technology, and correct installation for optimal performance.
So we usually push for inverter air conditioners because you're able to save on your power consumption and they are very silent. As you can see from the new lineup, the new air conditioner comes with a new feature which introduces fresh air into your homes. When it comes to installation in general, the most important thing I believe is that there are no leakages. The other thing that I believe is very important is that the air conditioner you are buying has to be energy efficient because you know the cost of utility in Ghana is a little bit high. So make sure that you buy an air conditioner that is energy efficient, an air conditioner that has a good filtration system so that you're able to breathe fresh air, and then it has to be installed by a certified technician so that it's done the right way and there are no leakages or issues where you might not really enjoy your air conditioner.
Vincent Azanbiok is sales manager at the Electroland Ghana Limited. The United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF Startup Lab, a lab in collaboration with the Korea International Cooperation Agency and other partners, has awarded Team SYNE SYNE as winners of the AI Inclusive for Learning Hackathon Challenge. A 4-member group, Team SYNE, selected from 10 teams, has won a competition after developing an AI-powered platform to support the new Ghanaian Sign Language Dictionary and improve communication for children with disability. UNICEF's Chief of Education, Joseph Du, noted that while this year's challenge focused on solving education-related problems, future editions will address broader social issues that affect children's well-being.
This year, and we try to bring education topic that is inclusive education and to the hackathon. But I think in the future, and we'll introduce more, issues and in the social sectors, including education, health, and social protection.
UNICEF's Chief of Education, Joseph Du there. Meanwhile, Ghana Commercial Bank's Head of Digital Ecosystems and Embedded Finance, William Oforibuodu, stated that the bank is prepared to support selected teams and integrate promising ideas into its digital platforms to help build an inclusive future.
GCB is really interested in taking this beyond ideas into actual implementation. Right? There's really no point in letting people talk about it when you cannot take it into real life. We want to solve real life problems And there are so many ideas that we've gathered. Some we will support in terms of giving them opportunity, giving them interesting platforms to also showcase what they've done. Others we intend to opt into our mobile app, for instance.
Ghana Commercial Bank's head of digital ecosystems and embedded finance, William Oferi-Buadu there. And that's where we draw the curtains on the Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studio at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabaka here in Accra. My name is Caleb Kuda. Many thanks for doing the listening. There's more news when you log on to citinewsroom.com. Good afternoon.
Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.